Senior X30 final about to take to the circuit. Here is how they are going to line up for their 15-minute plus one-lap race. Gus Lawrence and Sam Heading will start on the front row. Gus Lawrence, he's had a clean streak, 3 for 3. Can he make it 4 out of 4? Bart Harrison and JP Slater will start from row 2. Marcus Littlewood and Christian Brooks go from row 3. Calai Atkins and Air Force One himself go from row 4. Lewis Mackey and Archie Tillett go from row 5 from Harvey Ryby, and Sam Shaw on row 6. Aaron Walker and Connor Clifford go from row 7. Michael Rapsey and Oscar Joyce round out row 8. James Pashley and Alistair Cresswell go from row 9, from Christopher Bingham and Louis Johnson-Cool rounding out the top 20 drivers out on track. Alvise Rodella and Thomas Fleming on the final row. What can Fleming do from there? This is not a usual place we see Fleming. He's not had the best of weekends. It's not his home circuit, but it's the team's home circuit. Dan Holland Racing, based here, of course, at Whilton Mill. They've got a lot of knowledge. They've got a lot of advice to give their drivers. And Tom Fleming's not a driver who needs advice. You know, he's the number 3 seed, 3rd in the British Championships last year, and at the back of the grid in this one. So, shocked to see. Looking forward to this one. This is the one that we were saying.
Oh, yes.
To keep an eye on.
On the Alpha Live Instagram, you see Chris McCarthy, myself and yourself.
Sky Sports
is Chris McCarthy,
yeah.
To be exact. Sorry, I should give him his official title. Yeah, we had a little...
We joke and laugh about that. Henry Burdett started that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Chris, fabulous bloke.
It was great to see him. I think he's now left.
Yeah, after that
because we bullied him so hard. Yeah, I think probably why. But no, we did a little interview with him on the Alpha Live Instagram. So Alpha Live Productions is the @. Make sure you go over and follow that as well and check it out. But here we go. Is it going to be as good as we hope? Let's see.
Let's hope so then. Round the final corner. Are they going to tease us with a false start, or is it green flag first of asking? It is green flag. We're off and racing. Great start from Gus Lawrence. He swooped into the lead. Great start from Bart Harrison, as well as everyone goes through 3 wide in the mid-pack section as we screech up in towards Christmas corner, and a change to the lead. Bart Harrison down the inside. This is the first time any other driver has led a race this weekend other than Gus Lawrence. Down in towards hairpin, the Ashby hairpin for the first time, and again Lawrence just looking for a spot to try and get past, and he can't quite do it. He sticks to the outside line, but he can't regain himself. A little further back, Marcus Littlewood's got into 4th place as well as the rest of the field come through. One of the BMR carts, a big look over the shoulder and defensive into the boot section for the first time. He can't quite make the move, can Gus Lawrence? He holds on to it. As down into the boot section for the first time, they'll cross the line. And how will they go across the line? It will be Harrison, Lawrence, Heading, Littlewood, Slater. Then it's Mackey, Atkins, Brooks, Walker, Ryby, Platten, the top 11.
What a start, and already moving to defend, as you say, to the inside up to Christmas corner goes Bart Harrison. If he's defending with only 1 minute into this race, I don't think there's ever going to be anyone pulling away at the front here, and we're going to have a, 21 car battle for the lead throughout this 15 minutes, so I'm very much excited for this.
Very much excited indeed. 13 minutes, or just over 13 minutes, plus 1 lap remaining. Plenty of time in this final for lots to happen, and again, Harrison still leading this one. Lawrence trying to find a way past as Harrison clouts that inside curb as he enters into the boot section, and again tried to get the cut back, did Gus Lawrence there. Didn't work out, but as you can see, they're not really going for moves, but the pack is still there, meaning that Harrison at this moment may be struggling with pace. Change there as Littlewood's under pressure from the 17 coming through. JP Slater, the guest driver, as a change for the lead. Lawrence down the inside takes that race lead back, and now we could see him break away, but is Harrison going to fight back immediately? Of course he is, and here comes Sam Heading. Oh, Sam Heading down the inside, 2 for 1. Can he take it? No, he can't. Only got the 1 place. Holds on into second.
That was a brilliant few bits of moves, wasn't there? That was fantastic. But stays in the lead, does Bart Harrison, just about. Chopping and changing, I mean, on the timings, it's likely to stay quite similar, but that doesn't tell the full story of the race, except for Gus Lawrence down to 3rd. But as I was going to say, if you don't go for that move up into P1, the pack that's behind you is going to be like, right, well, I'm going to overtake you then, mate. Yeah,
exactly that. Big moves further up in the pack. Thomas Fleming, update on him. He's up into P14, 8 positions gained. Louis Johnson-Cool as well from the back of the grid, 7 positions gained. They're kind of really pulling each other along the grid, and fastest lap of the race for Sam Heading there as well. The number 7 in 2nd place, looking like he's got the WAF. This is unusual stuff from Sam Heading. You know, he is the number 7 seed, so he's a quick driver, but we've not really seen him in this first half of the year. It's good to see him at the sharp end again. And running there in 2nd place, he's looking very, very comfortable. Still 12 minutes to go, plenty of time. Love that shot.
Such a good shot, isn't it? Fantastically set up by our producer, Mr. James Pitchu. Very nicely done. I did see a change for 5th place, I think it was, in that last lap. It was indeed Atkins through on Littlewood for 5th place. So, yeah, someone you mentioned at the start to keep an eye on. Moving up through the pack nicely.
Yes, indeed. Keep an eye on that.
We've got to change the lead.
Driver. Yeah, as down the inside goes Sam Heading. Now takes the lead. So Gus Lawrence down into P3. This is not what he wanted. We were saying earlier, I was chatting to Chris, as Harrison back down the inside, fights back, and now here comes Gus Lawrence. He does get the 2 for 1. This is excellent stuff from Senior X30. We said it was going to be the most exciting, and it's not disappointing so far. In they go through Osiers for the, not penultimate, about the 5th time they've gone through there now. And again, Harrison's still there. He's comfortable, but not for much longer, because Heading is just eking that gap ever closer. He's just trying to squeeze that kart down the inside. Failed to do so that time around, and now gaps are starting to form, and Lawrence can breathe for a few seconds now.
Yeah, maybe just a few seconds before the rest of the pack catches back up. But yeah, Lawrence really showing his experience there as we see another move for 2nd. That's Heading back into 2nd place on the 77 of Bart Harrison, back down into P3. As I'm saying, Lawrence really showing his experience, read it perfectly, and overtook 2 people on 1 corner to take the lead. Fantastic showing. However, now out in front, oh, I can hear an exhaust too. Someone's exhaust has gone. I'm not sure if that was further down near the back of the pack, but we'll keep you updated on who we think that might be. But this battle continuing. If these guys continue to battle hard, it could let Gus Lawrence get out in front. As we've got a crash in the boot. Not sure who that was. I think one kart went over the front of the other there through the boots. As yeah, we can see them trying to rejoin there. They become disentangled. And we'll see them continue. Who exactly was it?
So that was Marcus Littlewood and Christian Brooks. So I did see the Evolve racing driver go for a move down the inside into the entrance of the boot, and I just think Littlewood closed the door, which was a big shame, and they ended up spinning around now at the back of the grid. Gus Lawrence, fastest lap of the race, 44.870, leading this way. Now he's got back in his rhythm. He had to fight for it a little bit at the start, but now he's getting into his stride. Now he's starting to open that gap.
As you were saying, it was the first time this weekend he hasn't just been in the lead. So a new experience for him here at Whilton Mill this weekend. But fought well, got back to the front with that incredible move, and now he's just kind of starting to pull away. Nearly half a second out in the front, over Heading. But we'll see. Heading and Harrison, I think, are going to play this quite smartly. Still just under 10 minutes to go. You've got to work together at this point.
A little further back, Aaron Walker trying to move into the entrance of the boot there on the number 8 of Lewis Mackey. Failed to do so, slots back his place, but there at Christmas, now he's got it done, as Harry Platten has also got in front of Mackey and Walker as well. He's there in 6th place, the GP plate, now clawing his way up to the back of Calai Atkins. Atkins still looking comfortable, though. He's at the back of that quadruple of kart, and now it's all chopping and changing as Louis Johnson-Cool comes through the fray as well. Where's Fleming in that one? Fleming's a little further back, so Johnson-Cool is edging ahead slightly here.
It's all really chopping and changing down the low end of the top 10, isn't it? I think I saw Lewis Mackey lose a place to Aaron Walker slightly earlier on in the lap as well, so we'll just see as they come across the line. Indeed, Aaron Walker up to 7th, Louis Johnson-Cool in 8th, and Lewis Mackey down into 9th at the moment. Still lots of time to go, but you can see, look at this, Gus Lawrence being out there on his own has already been reeled in by Sam Heading. Sam Heading now with the fastest lap. Is he going to look for it? Down into Ashby, not this time around. What was his fastest lap? A 44.72, nearly 2/10 faster last lap than Gus Lawrence was. He's clawed it back in, and now he's on the attack.
He is indeed. Plenty of time left in this race as well. Over 8 minutes to go. So, what, very wide there was one of the Mick Barrett racing. I think that was Archie Tillett there in the number 9. Very wide out of Wilkins' corner. Again, through that shot there into the entrance of the boot. Big movers again in this one. Alvise Rodella, the Italian driver for Mick Barrett Racing. He's up 8 positions. He's up to P13 at the moment, so he's having a good run in this final.
He just gained another as well up into 12.
He did, yeah, so up to P12.
And just ahead of him, Thomas Fleming up 11 spots as well into 11th now. So both having great races from the back of the grid. As we've got to change for the lead. Sam Heading is through on Gus Lawrence. Takes the lead out front now with just over 7.5 minutes to go. Let's see if they work together to try and push on. There is a slight gap back to Bart Harrison, but really in Senior X30, that gap is practically nothing.
Yeah, it is pretty much nothing, because if Gus Lawrence goes for a move, that gap's gone.
Exactly.
Quite instantly. So, yeah, they've got to be careful here. Now it becomes a game of chess. At this time, about 70, 80 miles an hour at a game of chess. So, a little bit faster. So, what does Heading do? Well, he's leading. He doesn't need to do anything. He just needs to stay where he is. He's absolutely fine. Gus Lawrence, though, what does he do? Because he's not really stuck with him. I think he's falling back towards Bart Harrison here. Again, we were talking earlier whether or not the tyres came into play. Did he manage them? And, well, Christian Brooks there with that 5-second time penalty. Yeah, so we'll talk about that earlier. So, yeah, here comes Callum Atkins as well. So, Callum Atkins has actually managed to get past Bart Harrison. So now Callum's up into P3. Hey, I said, you've got to keep an eye out on crop promotion. They make that, I reckon, crop promotion, a little bit like Mercedes back in the day. Like sandbagging a little bit. I reckon they've been sandbagging all weekend. They just give it all for the final. There we go. But and he's bringing it back in here. So Callum doing an absolutely fabulous job. There, the GP plate of Harry Platten. Air Force One there in P6. Looking comfortable. It's starting to spread out a little bit here.
Just a little bit, isn't it? This, we'll have to see how this continues to play out. As you say, Atkins up into P3 now. Has activated 100% waft. Moving up into the podium places. Let's see how this continues. Yeah, as you say, all kind of spacing out. 4 tenths between first and second. Another 4 tenths between second and third. Then 3 tenths between third and fourth. Another 3 or 4 between fourth and fifth. So it's all just edging out a little bit. But again, being a 15-minute race, these are all quite long. So 6 minutes still left to go as they cross the line to start another lap through Oblivion. They go, and Fine Lady up towards Christmas Corner. And here they come now. No one close enough to make any sort of moves. Just waiting for that driver in front to make that ever so small mistake to make you become back on their rear bumper again and open up the opportunity for a move.
Let's find out, though. But at this time being, everything's calmed down quite a bit. There's a bit of breathing space. I think everyone's just now thinking, right, what now? What do we do?
Yeah, planning the moves.
Planning, plotting. Yeah, lots of thinking. Thinking at 80 miles an hour is not a fun thing to do.
It's quite tough, but a lot of these drivers have huge experience. Driving these karts is like looking at the back of their hand. They know it so well.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still incredibly mentally and physically tiring. And to then be planning moves on top of that really can take it out of them, especially across 15 whole minutes of racing. Yeah. Fair play to them. But there you see Atkins, fastest lap of the race, 44.570, still in P3, 2 tenths off of that O plate now. Let's see if he's going to go for a move in the next couple of laps. I think it's on the cards.
It very well may be on the cards, yes. Keep an eye on that number 41 kart in third place. You can just see him there right behind Gus Lawrence. And look at the closing distance under braking. Kalai, so much more comfortable under braking here. And that could play very much into his cards here as they go up into Christmas Corner this time around. You saw how much he closed up under braking into the boot. Is he going to go for a move this time? He doesn't look close enough, and no, he's not. He's going to stay behind, so no move this time around. But again, if he does make the move, he's got to do it sooner rather than later. He's got 4 minutes left. If he feels like he can catch heading, he needs to get past Lawrence ASAP.
Yeah, for sure. But also he's got to think about, he can't be going for it from too far back. He's got to make sure he's close enough where he can make that move and lose the least amount of time possible to heading out front to give him that opportunity to catch up before the end of the race. So yeah, as we've said before, it's a hell of a lot of planning.
Oh, and who's that? It's Kalai Atkins. Oh, Atkins off the track. He was in third place, but what happened there? Did he go for a move on Lawrence and it didn't work out? It was off camera. But he was looking so strong, and Kalai Atkins crosses the line now in P11. Oh dear, what happened there? So that's completely opened this up.
He looked on for the race win, didn't he? What happened? Did he lose it by himself? Did he get collected by someone else? We don't know. It was off camera for us, so all we can do is speculate. But the one thing we do know, he's out of the top 10.
That is a disaster for Kalai Atkins. He was looking very strong, but now it opens it up again to Bart Harrison. On your screen now, this is the battle for third place. Harrison and JP Slater. Slater is a guest this weekend. He's not scoring any championship points, but he's certainly shaking the championship up with his position there in P4 now. Keep a very close eye on them. Aaron Walker has managed to get up into 5th place now as well. Keep an eye on Louis Johnson Cool, 13 positions gained. He's there in P7. Thomas Fleming there in 8th place, 14 positions gained. They're all starting to close in, but right now, Sam Heading is looking like he's comfortable. The gap's about 7/10 of a second. Lap times each time around we go over consistently faster than Gus Lawrence. Lawrence is going to have to pull something out the bag here.
He is, isn't he? Only driver in the 44.7s, Sam Heading, just kind of eking out a 10th or 2 per lap. That's all he needs to do, and he's only got just over 2 more minutes left on this circuit, of course, plus 1 lap. So as we say, just watching them go around now, put in the lap times, and look at that group of 3. going through our shot. I think that's 5th to 7th, isn't it? That's Aaron Walker, Harry Platten, and Louis Johnston-Cool. We'll keep an eye on them as well. There's the 77 and the 17, just ahead of Bart Harrison and JP Slater. We look back to this battle for 5th. They're definitely close enough to go for a move.
Oh, yes. This is a nice little tasty battle that we've got here. So you've got Johnston-Cool from the back of the grid now, right behind Harry Platten. I say right behind, beside him, in front of him. Done. There we go. Now that's opened up the gap between themselves and Aaron Walker. So Walker now with a little bit of breathing space, but Johnston-Cool looking cool.
He is looking cool, calm and collected, isn't he? That was amazing visually. You could see that gap grow just from that one move. It grew like three, maybe even 4 kart lengths there. So you can see how much time they lose just from doing those overtakes. But a good move nonetheless.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you've got to plan them very, very carefully, and where you do it as well. Very crucial. Just over a minute to go, plus 1 lap. Sam Heading leads the way by 0.7 of a second. It's fluctuating, it's ping-ponging between himself and the O-plate of Gus Lawrence. Bart Harrison still there in 3rd place by 1.7 seconds, just behind Gus Lawrence. JP Slater there in 4th. From Aaron Walker, Louis Johnston-Cool, Platten Fleming, the battle that we've got on your screen currently. Archie Tillett's just behind this. Lewis Mackey's just behind this. Calais Atkins, after a spin from 3rd a few laps ago, now recovering, still there in P11. Harvey Ryby's there, Sam Shaw, Cresswell's first year in X30. He was in TKM last year, came 2nd. Just lost out. Mechanical failures caused him to lose the championship. He hates it when I remind him, but I just did it again. Never mind, sorry.
He hates you even more now.
He does indeed. Cresswell, he's up 4 places though. Alviz Rodella as well, 6 places there in P16. 3 retirements so far. Christian Brooks, James Pashley, and Connor Clifford, the retirements from this race. But right now, Louis Johnston-Cool slowly catching in on Aaron Walker.
He is indeed. It looked the gap at the front of the field was 0.7. It dropped down to just under half a second by the line. It's now just grown again slightly to 0.6, dropping again to half a second. So this is really going to be close as we go on to the final lap of this race of the Senior X30 final. It's all in the balance here, isn't it, DJ?
It very much is indeed, but I think the closest battle that we've got out there is for P3. Can JP Slater get past Bart Harrison? But I don't think he's close enough.
Not close enough to go for any cheeky moves, is he really? And yeah, I think Gus Lawrence's only opportunity here is if Sam Heading has a big mistake. Still about 0.6 between them at the front of the field. We're going to see them come around Ogiers into the final section of the lap. We're still looking at Bart Harrison and JP Slater. Will they be able to be close enough? Will JP be able to go for a move? I don't think so, but here's your number 7 coming around the final corner, and Sam Heading is going to take the checker flag, and he's going to win the Senior X30 final. What a win from Sam Heading, coming up through the field very nicely to take that one. Over half a second clear of Gus Lawrence and the O-plate in 2nd, then Bart Harrison in P3 there. Good race from him as well. JP Slater not in the championship. It's still incredibly quick at Red Waft Racing, having some serious waft there in P4. Then it was Aaron Walker, P5, up 8 spots in that one. Then Louis Johnston-Cool in 6th, up 14 spots. A great race from him. And Harry Platten on the GP plate, that was in P7. Then it was Thomas Fleming in 8th place, also up 14 places. So some brilliant racing from the back of the grid there from Johnston-Cool and Thomas Fleming. Then P9 was Archie Tillett. Then it was Calais Atkins in P10. Managed to gain 1 extra spot after battling for the lead there. We really thought he might be on for the win there, myself and DJ, but not quite happened. A little bit of kerfuffle there at the boot meant that he was not able to get up to maybe where he should have been. But there we see the drivers go through. Looks like the top 3 nose cones are just about okay. But we'll see if DJ is ready for me to hand down to him in the pit lane. Well, it doesn't look like he's quite ready just yet. So I'll keep chatting about our finishers for that race. We'll look down past P10. Onto P11 is Lewis Mackey in the number 8. Then it was Harvey Ryby, Sam Shaw, Alistair Cresswell, Alviz Rodea having a decent race, up 6 spots there. Then it was Michael Rapsey, Marcus Littlewood, Oscar Joyce, and Christopher Bingham ended everyone that actually finished the race. Christian Brooks, James Pashley, and Connor Clifford sadly did not end up finishing that race for one reason or another. It looks like most of the drivers coming through not getting any sort of penalties, but a brilliant race nonetheless. If you did end up checking out that reel on the Alpha Live Productions Instagram, you will have seen that DJ and I tipped that as what we thought would be the most interesting final of the afternoon. It certainly was a brilliant one, with some brilliant battling, not only out front, but also throughout the pack as well. But that doesn't mean you should go anywhere, because although we thought this was going to be the best final, that does not mean that other finals are going to be bad. Not by any stretch of the imagination. If the heats are anything to go by, they're going to be very, very, very interesting. So I cannot wait to get on with the rest of the racing. But a brilliant showing there at the front of the field from Sam Heading, Gus Lawrence, and Bart Harrison as well. Someone we hadn't seen quite up the top of the timesheets throughout the day, but made a brilliant effort to that last race to steal P3 and keep it out of the way from JP Sleater. He tried pretty hard at JP, but not quite on the podium. Still should be very, very happy with a P4 there for JP. And well done to all. Senior X30, always a fantastic class to watch, and I'm always just amazed by how quick and how close these drivers are. It's just fantastic. And we're going to hand down to DJ in the pit lane now.
Thank you very much, John. Yes, down in the winners area, and well, we said he could be heading for victory. Sam Heading, it was second last month. Your first win. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Team looks happy with that one. I saw everyone standing there giving you the support, but I don't even think they could believe it.
No, we've put so much effort into doing this track recently, and it's so good to finally make it pay off.
It has done very well indeed. Well, I mean, talk us through that race. I mean, that looked like a challenge. You had the tough competition of Gus Lawrence there for company for the majority of that one, but that start, talk us through it.
Yeah, you know, I knew I had to keep on Gus, because obviously he's been so quick all weekend. He's won 2 out of the 3, so I knew that if I get in front of him, I just have to keep my head down. No looking back, really.
Yeah, you did it very, very well, and congratulations, mate, your first race win of the British Championship. So who'd you like to thank?
I'd like to thank MDL, Mum, Dad, Scott Goldsby, and all the boys back at the factory.
Well done, mate. Sam Heading there, his first British Championship race win. We've got Gus Lawrence here with Mr. Paul Fletcher alongside. Gus, it was looking like such a good weekend. I mean, you were winning all your heats, your pre-final. It just didn't come together in the final, mate. Talk us through what happened.
No, yeah, well, from the off start of the weekend, we scored great points, put me back in the championship, to be honest. Just more happy about that. Like from 5th up to 2nd, and it's quite close. Yeah, just in that race, he's fast, yeah. Definitely had a slight edge on us. Yeah, I think in the first sector mainly, a lot more top-end power compared to us. Yeah. It obviously paid off for him, so yeah, he's drove well, so I can't fault it. It was a clean, no dirtiness in the race. That's all you want, really. Yeah.
It did look.
Yeah, I don't mind losing to that rather than getting driven over. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. Good points. That's all that matters. And on to PFI.
Like I say, it's a long old championship, and like you say, PF the next one for you, home circuit for you and the team. So yeah, you should be got it sorted.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Who'd you like to thank?
My mechanic Stephen, Paul himself, and yeah, my parents and everyone in the whole team. Really, it's been a great weekend. Yeah. Can't fault it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well done, Gus Lawrence there, P2 in the Senior X30 final. Let's chat to Mr. Bart Harrison. Bart, well done, mate. P3, did you expect it, because you had Calai Atkins come through the pack on that one, but a spin sees you finish in 3rd?
Yeah, it's been a tough weekend. We after the heats we were 8th, so it's quite good really, considering the pace we had. And the team did a great job to get us on the podium today, so yeah.
Points looking okay. How are we feeling going into PFI?
Yeah, really confident. The pace is really good there, like we showed at Kart Masters, so yeah, nothing to really lose, and yeah.
Who'd you like to thank?
Team, everyone, Jack, Joe at Ventus Power, my mind coach Louise Keith, and my body coach Mark Baxter, so everyone.
Spot on. Bart Harrison, congratulations, 3rd place in the final here at Whilton Mill. More races coming up, don't go anywhere, but John, we'll head back to you in the commentary box.
Lovely to hear from all the drivers there after that Senior X30 final. Brilliant to see how positive Gus Lawrence is. You might think he might be feeling a bit hard done by there after leading practically every lap of this weekend in the Senior X30 final, but no, it's really positive, and great to hear how happy he was with the racecraft from the other drivers, and P2 still incredibly impressive across the Senior X30 grid. So yeah, well done to all those drivers, and as you say, on to PF International in not too long of a time.
We move on to Senior X30, our penultimate podium. Please welcome onto the podium in 3rd place for Mick Barrett Racing, number 77, Bart Harrison. Gonna have to cover up that lovely hair now. Yes, get that out quick. Chris knows what he's doing. Professional. Cheesy grins, smiles. Perfect. On to second place for Senior X30. Again, an incredibly close finish, finishing across the line by half a second. Please give a huge round of applause for the PF International Team's driver, the O-Plate, Gus Lawrence. Well done, Gus. Get up there, hat on. You got to cover up your lovely hair as well now. Out the wind. Trophy up. Nice photos, cheesy grins, and all that. Brilliant. On to then our race winner, and probably the happiest driver in the paddock for the MDL Motorsport team, number 7, and his first British Champs win, Sam Heading! And his winning mechanic, Fat Rob! There we go. I'll probably get told off saying that. Can you just confirm that? It's definitely you told me you said to say that.
It was me who said Fat Rob, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I just relayed the message. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for your Senior X30 finalists. Smile. Yeah, photo. Yay! He's not used to this, you see. He's not used to it. Oh, it's a hard life, isn't it, at the top, isn't it? There we go. What a mate.
You're getting difficult in your old age.
Right.